share this video to 5 people. These Muslims say, we are Muslims, but we understand the Bible more than you. There are 2 covenants, the old covenant and the new covenant. Islam is not part of the covenant. Do you know why John said Jesus is the Lamb of God? Because in the Old Testament, they used lamb to sacrifice, to atone for their sins. But when John saw Jesus, he called Jesus lamb. It means Jesus is the Messiah that Isaiah prophesied about in Isaiah 53. That this man is going to take the sins of the world. So he is giving us his divine nature, so we can fellowship with God. And the law was not given to the entire world. This is where the Muslims must listen to me. The law was only given to the Jews. The Jews, they were family. They were one family. It was not a religion. It's a family. God called Abraham and started a movement with Abraham and gave them the law. So those capital punishment was given to them because of their hardened hearts, because of their stubbornness, to guide them to the promised land, so that when the Messiah comes into the world, his sacrifice will give us God's divine nature. If you go to Islam, the Sharia laws is made up with the Old Testament laws and killing, and all idol worshippers laws in killing. That is what we call the Sharia laws. So Muhammad makes idol worshipping Christianity and Judaism and call it Islam, submitting under one God. But that one God is Satan, it's not Yahweh. Now listen very carefully. When that woman committed adultery and they brought her to Jesus, the Lord demanded that the woman is killed by stoning. But Jesus Christ did not allow the Jewish leaders to stone the woman. Jesus said, he who has not sinned should cast the first stone. Do you know what he's doing there? He is fulfilling the law. He is telling you the reason that punishment was given in the Old Testament. And he came to fulfill the law, so he came to abolish those punishments in the law, because the work of the law is finished. He is the completement of the law, because he is the grace that came into the world. So when you break the law in the Old Testament, you are stoned to death that moment. You are killed that moment. But in the New Testament, when the Lamb, who is God in flesh, the Messiah came, he came to sacrifice himself in our place and gave us his divine nature so we can fellowship with him and walk in righteousness and holiness. So he ended the law of killing, because if you kill them, how can you save them? Because the Jews were given those laws to guide them to the promised land, and the Messiah will come and save all of us. Because the Jews were stubborn, their heart was hardened. And in the times of the Jews, there were Gentiles that around them that were wicked. So the word was under wicked spirit. That's why God gave them that law. But when the Messiah came, he died and resurrected and changed the atmosphere. Now 600 years after this, Muhammad still come and take us back to the law of killing. That is what they call Sharia laws. And if you even is still in Islam, your hands will be cut off. Your head can be cut off if you insult Muhammad. If you leave Islam, you can be killed. These are the things that are in the Old Testament, and these are the things that the Roman kingdom were using, the Babylon kingdom were using, the Egyptian kingdom were using, and Muhammad placed all this in the Quran and the Hadith, and they say it's from Yahweh. The Messiah is the image of Yahweh. The Messiah is the Son in Yahweh. He is God in flesh. So he made all things perfect. He completed the prophecies and fulfilled them and brought grace to humanity. Now still in Islam, people are being killed. People are being tortured. People are being killed for living Islam. That is occultism. Let me tell you, if the Muslims would have told people that if you join Islam and you are living, you will be killed, do you think somebody will join Islam? So Islam is built on lies. It's built on deception. It's built on threatening and killing. They deceive people into Islam. Islam was built by spreading hate and killing innocent people. That is how Islam was spread. But the gospel went across the world because of the power of the gospel. Many will say the white man used the Bible to colonize Africans. There is no history that says the white man used the Bible. They came to do business in Africa, and our own forefathers were selling ourselves to them. And they realized that we are uncivilized. So our forefathers were the one who started this stupidity by selling the blacks to the white. So if a person comes to you and colonizes you, and because he has the Bible with him, you say it is the Bible that instructed him. What are the first prophets in our countries? Is the Bible telling them to steal? Is the Bible telling them to defraud the poor? Is the Bible telling them to sell in the house of God? People can read the Bible, but they will not do what is in the Bible. So when they came and the Bible was with them, doesn't mean God sent them to come and slave Africans. Sharia laws that they are using now, they want to use it to conquer the world. That is the agenda. And the Muslims say they know what I'm saying is true. But because of the oil money they are getting for the Arab world, they don't want to say the truth to the Muslims. All Muslims come to Jesus. So I'm telling you, your religion is satanic. Your sheikhs, they know it. It's because of money. That's why they cannot tell the truth.